Hello, everyone, and welcome to 100's Football Sports Talk Radio. I'm your host this morning, Logan Landers, and today I'm going to be talking about what has made Matthew Stafford so special for the Rams this season. As we all know, the Rams are going to be representing the NFC in the Super Bowl next Sunday, February the 13th, going up against Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. Just did a video about what I thought made Joe Burrow so special, so please go check that one out. And now I'm going to talk about the opposing quarterback with Matt Stafford. But before I get started, if you enjoy this video, this episode of the podcast, of the show here today, please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We go live twice a week on Mondays and Wednesdays on Facebook and YouTube at 100's Football. We have an amazing Instagram at 100's Football with clips of all of our shows. We have a podcast also at 100's Football where you can go and listen to amazing content, close to 700 episodes now with recruiting specials, draft prospects, Legends interviews, history specials with teams and players, and a bunch more of amazing football content able for you to listen to over there. You can watch. There's over 1,000 videos on YouTube and 1,000 plus on Facebook. So there's always something for you, for your team, for your favorite player. And if we haven't covered it yet, we're going to get to it, I'm sure, because we do about 20 videos per week. So there is always something for you to watch to listen. And we keep the videos somewhat short, in between 10 minutes to an hour. Just depends on what we're talking about, who we're talking to. So there is a ton of amazing content for football and a few other sports we've covered as well over on the channel. So please go check that out. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and let all your friends and family know, thanks by word of mouth, what all we're doing here. Thank you guys so much for that. Matt Stafford, right? Royalty, at least in the state of Georgia, if you ask anyone. Number one overall pick back in the day, back in 2009 for the Lions. We're having two number one picks go at it, with Joe Burrow and with Matt Stafford, just a couple of years apart. Matt Stafford, man, what has made him so special for the Rams this year? Well, before I get into this year especially, I got to take you back, right? Because it's been told everywhere, and I got to bring it up myself. He's been with the Lions for the vast majority of his career. Didn't have a whole lot to show for it. It's just the way the Lions have been ran in recent years. They had Calvin Johnson, right? He was a solid player, Hall of Famer. But other than that, they didn't have a whole lot, and just he had a couple of injuries, no doubt, but just the lack of kind of talent around him, especially on defense. Also, you always knew Matt Stafford was a good quarterback, but no one really ever said he was elite just because he played in Detroit. Well, it's been about a year and a day and two, so on, that they made that trade for Jared Goff and Matt Stafford. Goff is now with the Lions, and Stafford, as we all know, had his first complete season with the Rams. And say the Rams are winning that bet because the Rams are now going to the Super Bowl. And Matt Stafford has had a career year. 4,886 yards, third in the league this year. 41 touchdowns, second in the league. I mean, he's putting up career numbers, right? So just the passing yards, right? 4,886. Now keep in mind, he's played since 2009. That is third best in his career. For touchdowns, that is tied for first in his career. And now that we see that Stafford he's thrown the ball also 404 times. He's thrown it 601 times, completion for 404, good for 67%. Which is second best all time for him. So, I mean, the guy's having a career year, 10 plus years, 12 years, I think, in his tenure as a quarterback. And now that we see that he's got, Cooper Kupp, who's arguably now the top wide receiver in the NFL, thanks to Matthew Stafford. Robert Woods, right? He was doing great. We have Odell Beckham Jr., that amazing pickup where, man, ever since he's gotten to L.A., he's looked like the Odell of old back with the New York Giants. So Matt Stafford has looked great, and I talked about Burrow, right? He was the guy at LSU, won the national championship, the Heisman, all that, and got hurt. But with Stafford, he played in Detroit for all those years, didn't have a whole lot going for him. Has his first season as a Ram and takes him all the way to the Super Bowl. Also, now that we've seen in recent weeks, right? Ben Roethlisberger retired. Tom Brady retired. Stafford has now moved up on the active leader list for a lot of categories for quarterbacks. He is now third among active quarterbacks in passing yards with a little bit under 50,000. He's only behind Aaron Rodgers and Matt Ryan in that regard. In touchdowns, he's the same way, right? He's third, right behind both of those guys. So, and same with completion percentage as well. So you got to put some respect on this guy because he's been doing it for a long time, healthy for the vast majority, right? Missed a couple of games in 2020, or excuse me, a couple of games in 2010 and a couple back in 2019. Other than that, he's played in 182 games overall. And he's put up career numbers, right? Put up great numbers. And as you know, got all the fans here in Georgia, former Georgia Bulldog, we know you're rooting for him. I mean, you hope that this guy has a great Super Bowl and could maybe get the win for the Rams. We'll see. But that's what has made Matt Stafford so special this year is, you know, he put up all those great numbers in Detroit, didn't have much to show for it, grinded, didn't complain, right? Got traded, and now we see he's kind of getting the fruits of his labor with one win away from getting a Super Bowl title under his belt. So we'll see how he does in the Super Bowl. Him and Joe Burrow is going to be an electric, amazing, just an astonishing, outstanding, whatever you want to describe it as. I think it's going to be an offensive showdown between the Rams and the Bengals. I can't wait to do a preview on that game next week. It's going to be great. But Matt Stafford's just ability to grind for all those years and to see it finally pay off is it's an amazing story. So that's what I think's made Matt Stafford so special this year. He's got some weapons now. We see what he can do with them, and we'll see if he can get the Rams to a Super Bowl for the first time since 1999. So this has been my episode on what's made Matt Stafford so special. Like I said, I've been your host this morning, Logan Landers. If you enjoy this video, this episode of the podcast, like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review. We go live on Mondays and Wednesdays. We have an amazing podcast out on any major podcast streaming platform like Spotify, Apple Podcast, iTunes, iHeartRadio. You name it, we are over there. That is thanks to the Believe Podcast Network for hooking us up with all this. We have amazing history specials, recruiting specials, draft prospects, just team previews, game previews, anything and anything football related we have covered on the show. We are going to continue to cover it for the foreseeable future for a long time. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, watching our videos, commenting on us, sharing them with your friends, your family, your Facebook groups. It means the world to us. Like I said, I've been your host this morning, Logan Landers. Guys, have a tremendous weekend. This is our last video for the week. So have a great weekend. Enjoy some time off, right? No football this weekend. It's going to be weird, right? There's no games played, no playoffs. We're waiting until the 13th. So enjoy your weekend with your loved ones, your friends, your family. Have a great time. And we will talk to you again next week right here on